What is up, guys? It's your boy Mail Jones here, back with another video, and this time we'll be doing our Week 5 predictions for this week. Uh, Last week I went 11 4 and 1, which I did pretty good last week, and then overall my record is 42, 41, 22 and 1. So yeah, and we also got the Bears, Falcons, Packers, and Steelers on a bye week, so which that's good. So yeah, so we're gonna get things started here, but before I get you my week 5 prediction for this week, don't forget to like put a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to my channel more often, and don't forget to comment down your opinion below to see who uh who you got winning this week. So yeah. So basically I chose the Rams to win 23-17, and all of a sudden they lost 26-23. So yeah. So we're gonna get things started here. So we got a morning game. We got the Minnesota Vikings playing against the Cleveland Browns. Now, Minnesota is 3.5-point favorites against the Browns, while the Browns are underdogs against them. Now, this game's in London. Now, I know this game right here can totally go either way. Now, I know most people could be on Cleveland because Cleveland has a good defense. They can run the football a little bit. And now they're starting Dylan Gabriel, which I don't really know how good he's going to be. But anyways, though, but I think it will go either way, and it will come down to the point. So yeah, basically, it can go either way. So yeah, so I think this is gonna be a good game to watch. But I did not really like how the Vikings really played last week. Like they couldn't really stop the run. Like they made Kenneth Gainwell look like Le'Veon Bell. And all of a sudden, the Vikings could get something going on offensively until like to the fourth quarter, they try to put up a fight and they didn't do enough to win because Carson Wentz, he's a turnover machine. But you know, their Vikings are facing against a rookie quarterback, but it's a rookie quarterback against that good of a defense like the Vikings, because you know what Brian Flores does with young quarterbacks? He blitzes young quarterback and confuses young quarterbacks, and that could totally lead to mistakes. But I kind of really think that Kevin O'Connell will have less mistakes, and he's going to keep that from happening. So basically, I think the game will be closer. I think it will be low scoring, but I do have the Vikings winning this game because they're the better team, better coaching staff. So yeah, so I think it will be close, but I'll take the Vikings to win, but give me the Browns to cover. I'm probably going to say like 2017 or like 17-13, something like that. So yeah, so give me the Vikings to win straight up, but give me the Browns to cover. Next game, we have the Houston Texans against the Baltimore Ravens. The Texans are favored by 1.5. This game can go either way. Now, Texans are coming off a huge win against the Titans, while the Ravens, they are coming off 2 straight losses back to back. Now, the Ravens are dealing with some injuries on defense. So, as you already know, that most of their players are going to be out because now Hamilton's questionable to play. They already ruled out Humphrey, maybe, and I don't know if Wiggins is going to play, but maybe they'll put Jair there, which that's huge. Now we know Roquan Smith is out. Madubuike is out for the year. So that's like huge blow to the Ravens defense, and especially if their defense is now depleted with injuries. And now Lamar is out, which they're starting Cooper Rush. Now, I know most people are picking the Texans to win because, the Texans, they have the better quarterback and they're more healthier. And their defense is very good, which I thought their defense played really well against Titans. Like, they stopped the run better. They stopped the pass. And the Ravens defense has not been looking good. Like, they're giving up so many big plays where they can't stop the pass. They can't stop the run. Like, their run defense has not been great, and their pass defense has not been great. So I think the Texans, they do got areas on offense where they can rip up a defense like the Ravens. Like, they got weapons like Nico Collins, Tank Dell. They got Higgins as well. And Schultz. They got weapons that can really give the Ravens defense problems. But a backup quarterback against that good passer of the Texans is a bad matchup. And I don't really know if the Ravens are going to be able to overcome that. But I know it's hard to say that they could, but at the same time, the game can totally go either way. But at the same time, I think it will be close, but I think it will be a little bit of a low scoring game because every time Lamar Jackson, when he's not there, they'll struggle to put up points on the board. So yeah, so basically I think the Ravens can do a little bit on offense because I feel like they can run the ball and their run game has not been okay, but it's been really great. But at the same time, if you can't run the football with your backup quarterback, it's going to be a struggle to every team. So basically, I think the Ravens will win this game, but I don't know if I'm confident about it. But let's say I'm just going to go ahead and pick the Ravens to bounce back anyway because I think they need this win more. And Texans are going to be due for a loss because they were so lucky they blew out the Titans. I think the Ravens defense plays a little better in this game because Texans can't run the football right now. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the Ravens because they really need this win if they really want to take a step forward because they really need to. All right, next game we have the Miami Dolphins against the Carolina Panthers. The Miami Dolphins are favored at 1.5. This game right here can go either way. We know most people are picking Carolina to win because Carolina is more healthier on offense, and the Panthers defense has been looking pretty good lately. So yeah, so it hasn't been playing that bad. I mean, they really got blown out by the Patriots. Like Panthers offense did not look good and their defense did not look great. But maybe their defense plays a little better in this game because now they don't got Tyreek Hill. The Dolphins don't got Tyreek Hill who's out for the year. And Dolphins defense is really bad. But you know what? Their defense played really good against the Jets because I was impressed by that. They forced turnovers. They was able to do that. So yeah. I feel like if they do that in this game, I think they have a chance to win. So basically, even without Tyreek Hill, they still got weapons like Devon Achane, Jalen Waddle, and Darren Waller. So yeah, they still got weapons on offense that can really rip up the Panthers defense. So yeah, so I think this game will be a lot closer than we expected. But T-Mac might have a good game here because we know Dolphins secondary is pretty bad. So maybe the Panthers offensively, I think they can play a little better here in this game, like throwing the football, running the football, and stuff like that. But if Bryce Young can find a way, like if the offense shows up, I think like they did against the Falcons, I think they have a chance to win this game. But I think it will be a lot closer, and I think it will be high scoring. But I'm gonna take the Miami Dolphins to win this game because they have the better quarterback. They have the better coach, and I think they have more time to prepare because they're coming off a Monday night victory against the Jets. So yeah, so I'll take the Dolphins to win, but I'm gonna take Carolina to cover to keep it close because I think Carolina will hang around this game. So yeah, so give me Carolina with the points, but give me the Dolphins to win this game. Next game, we have the Las Vegas Raiders against the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts are 6.5 favorites against the Raiders. The Colts are coming off a loss against the Rams, while the Raiders are coming off a win. They're coming off a heartbreaking loss against the Bears, yeah. So, yeah. I mean, the Raiders, last week, I thought they played really well against the Bears. They was able to get the run game going. Ashton Jeanty had a breakout game. The defense kept them in the game. Well, we know their defense is well coached, and they're playing good on defense. I mean, they can stop the run, but they just can't stop the pass. I thought their run defense played really, really good in that game. They looked at fantastic, though. And I thought the offense, they weren't really playing really good. I mean, Geno Smith has turned the ball over. Like, the offense is not playing good. I mean, their offensive line is not playing really good, and their secondary is not playing good as well. While the Colts, offensively have looked better. I mean, they're running the football, they're throwing the football, their defense has been playing good. And, the Raiders are missing one of their offensive linemen in Colton Miller. So, which he is going to be out for this game, which I'm willing he will be. So the Raiders' offensive line is totally in shambles now. Brock Bowers is questionable with a knee injury. So we don't know if he's going to play. So basically, if it's like a backup left tackle against a Colts pass rush, that is a terrible matchup because the Colts can stop the run, they can get pressure, and their secondary does a really good job stopping the pass. So maybe they do a little better against the Raiders passing game because they weren't able to do well against the Rams because Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams was torching them. So maybe the Colts pass defense plays a little better in this game, like force the Raiders in some tough spots and all that. So yeah, I think this game right here can totally be a lot closer though. But I'm taking the Colts to win because they're the more complete team. They're at home. They're well coached. And I just really feel like I need to see the Raiders do something to win before I be a believer in them. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Colts to win, and I'm gonna take the Colts to cover. I mean, 6.5 could be too much, but maybe the Raiders cover this game and keep it close because I think the Raiders offensively can play better. So I'm gonna say Colts win like 31-24, 30-24, something like that. So yeah, I'll take the Colts to win and the Raiders to cover. Next game, we have the New York Giants against the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are favored by 2.5. Now, this game right here can totally go either way. Now, most people could be picking the Giants to win because the Giants, end up beating the Chargers, and Jackson Dart had his first win as a start. Now, the Saints are coming off a loss where a game where they shouldn't have won is the Bills. And they should have beat the Niners as well. Now, the Saints, now it can go either way. Now, the Giants, they don't got Malik Nabers. So that kind of changed the whole Giants' entire offense. Now they got Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo. So obviously, I'm going to go with the Saints to get their first win this year. I think the Saints win because they really need to. I mean, the Giants, I feel like they're going to come down to earth after coming off a win against the Chargers. I think the Saints will win because I think the Saints, got, more weapons on offense that are healthy. They got a great defensive line that can really give the Giants offense some issues and Jackson Dart issues because they can stop the run and they can stop the pass really good. And I really think their secondary can just play sticky coverage against an underwhelming receiving core that doesn't have Malik Nabers. So, yeah, and I think the Saints, offensively can have a good game here. But I think it's going to be low scoring because I think both their defenses – because, Giants defense played really well last week. And the Saints defense could play a little better in this game, which I think they will. I think it will be a low scoring game, like maybe 17-13, 13-10, something like that. So, yeah. So, I'm going to take the Saints to win, and I'm going to take the Giants to cover because I think it will be close. But I do like the Giants coaching staff more than the Saints. But at the end of the day, I still think the Saints are going to win because they need this win. At least they need to win a game this year because I don't really see them going 0-17 this year. So, yeah, that's why I got the Saints winning this game. All right, next game. We have the Dallas Cowboys against the New York Jets. The Dallas Cowboys is 1.5 favorites against the New York Jets. The Cowboys are coming off an emotional, like game against the Packers they tied to, while the Jets are coming off a loss against the Dolphins. I got Dallas Cowboys winning this game. And the reason for it is that, the Cowboys are just a more complete team. They have the better offense. Dak is playing an incredible game right now. And I didn't really think they were going to put up a lot of points without CeeDee Lamb. But they found a way to do it without him, though. But now he won't be playing this game, which I think the Cowboys offense can play a little better, can play a lot better in this game, which I think George Pickens, Ben Arnold, Jalen Tolbert stepping up, Kevontae Turpin is. We don't know if he's going to play because he's on the injury report. But the bad news is that they are missing like 3 of their offensive linemen. And we're going to see that how that's going to affect the Cowboys' run game because the Cowboys' run game has been very good lately. The defense, is like they can stop the run, but they just can't stop the pass really good. But now I think their defense can play a little better this game. I mean, their pass defense, I think, will play a lot better in this game because they're playing against the Jets who can't throw the ball, which is Justin Fields. Because the Cowboys, they got corners that can really man up against Garrett Wilson, which I think they can double team him and all that. I think Matt Eberflus will have a good game plan against that. And they can force the Jets to run the ball. And I think the Cowboys will do better at forcing turnovers. And I think they'll have less mistakes than the Jets will. Because, I think the game will be a lot closer because I think the Jets offensively can play better in this game, passing the football. I think they can. But, I don't even know if I believe at the end the Cowboys are going to be able to blow them out, especially how bad their defense has been. So, yeah. So, I'll take the Cowboys to win, but I'll take the Jets to cover because I think the Jets will do enough to hang around this game because I think the Jets defense plays a little better in this game. And all of a sudden, their defense has been a little bit up and down where, they can't stop they can't stop the run and barely can't stop the pass. Like they're giving up so many big plays in which they're playing too much man coverage. And I think George Pickens, can find a way to beat. Because I think the Cowboys with their weaponry, I think they'll find a way to beat that. So yeah, I'll take the Cowboys to win. I'll take the Jets to cover. Maybe a little bit of a higher scoring game, like 34-27, 37-34, 40 to maybe 40 to 34, something like that. So yeah, I'll take the Cowboys to win and the Jets to cover because I feel like the Cowboys really need this win. They want to keep their playoff hopes alive because we know they should have beat the Packers last week. So yeah. All right, next game we have the Denver Broncos against the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are 4.5 favorites against the Broncos. Now, the Broncos are coming off a big win against the Bengals, while the Eagles are coming off an incredible win against the Bucs. Now, there are some concerns about the Eagles because they're ranked dead last against the passing offense because they have a lack of a passing game right now, which I feel like they might pass the ball a little bit. But their run game, I don't think they can run I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball, which I don't think both teams are going to be able to run the ball as much because, both their defensive fronts are elite and their secondaries are elite. But I think the Eagles, they have a strong offensive line, which I think they can control the Broncos pass rush. And I think, they pretty much have, weapons that can really separate and beat you. So, yeah, and I really think the Broncos are going to come down to earth because I just don't really know if their offensive line is going to be able to move the ball or block the Eagles' pass rush. Because I think the Eagles' D-line is going to step up in this game. And I think the Broncos on offense, they may not do much like they did against the Bengals. Because baby Bo Nix looked pretty good in that game against Cincinnati. Because the Broncos' passing offense has not been great lately. But at the end of the day, I kind of really think that, the Eagles are there are some games that the Eagles should have lost to. They should have lost to the Cowboys where CeeDee Lamb forgot how to catch. They should have lost to the Chiefs where Travis Kelce dropped the ball in the end zone for a touchdown, led to an interception. Then week 3 against the Rams where the Rams really blew them out and the Eagles blocked their field goals and blocked their punts that led to a win. And then they should have at least lost to the Bucs where the Bucs scored late in this game, where it was blocked 2 punts and then a punt block, and then Baker Mayfield threw a terrible interception, which Philly should have at least been 0-4, which that's a game they should not supposed to win, which I did pick them to win at first. But you know what, though? I'm probably going to go ahead and just take the Eagles to win because they're at home in this game. They have the better quarterback. I just think they're the more complete team overall. So, yeah. I think it's going to be a little bit of a low-scoring game, like 17-14 or 17-10 or 24-17, something like that. So I'm going to take the Eagles to win. I will take the Broncos to cover because I think the Broncos will do enough to cover this game and hang around this game. So, yeah. So give me the Broncos to cover and give me the Eagles to win this game. All right, next game we have the Tennessee Titans against the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are favored by like a touchdown, like 7.5. So yeah, um, I got the Cardinals winning this game. I got them covering. And the reason for it is that the Cardinals are the more complete team. They have the better quarterback. They pretty much have the better defense. Like the Titans are like the worst team in the league. I mean, Cam Ward, he stinks. The offensive line stinks. The defense is terrible. They can't stop the run. They can't stop the pass. I think the Cardinals can do enough offensively to at least like take advantage of that. But the Cardinals don't have a running back because now Trey Benson's on IR, and then their starting running back, James Conner's out for the year. So basically, the Cardinals are down with their third string running back, which I don't know they're going to be able to run the ball as much. Now, Kyler Murray is a great runner because he can use his legs and all that. So, yeah. So, basically, I think the Cardinals should keep this game close and competitive, though. But I wouldn't be shocked if Tennessee won. But I think that's a game I think the Cardinals should win. Because the Cardinals do have the better defense, and they should be able to get Will Johnson back, which I think that will probably help their defense play better against the pass, which the Titans can't pass the ball. And we know the Cardinals are better against the run, which I think they'll find a way to stop the Titans' run game better because we know the Titans can't run the ball that well. So, yeah, so basically, give me the Cardinals to win this game, give me the Cardinals to cover. All right, next game we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle was favored by 3.5. I call this my trap game because we know this game right here can go either way, and Seattle always find a way to lose at home for some reason. Both of these two teams have a great defense. The Bucs defense is fourth in total defense. The Seahawks are like 10th in total defense, which their defense is playing a lot better this year. Seattle's defense has been playing really well lately, and Bucs defense has been playing really well, but they gave up 30 plus to the Eagles. So yeah, so basically, I think this game will come down to the wire because now the Seahawks are dealing with injuries on defense because now this guy reports saying that they're down 3 starters. Devon Witherspoon is out, DeMarcus Lawrence is out, Julian Love is out. And then we know the Bucs are missing some pieces on the offensive line, and their best receiver is out. So, which that kind of sucks. Now, most people could be on the Bucs because the Bucs, pretty much are a better team, better version of Seattle. But at the end of the day, playing Seattle is tough. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Seahawks to win because Seahawks are more healthier. They pretty much have the pass rush to get after Baker. They have, the secondary to man up against Chris Godwin and Mecca Ibuka. And, Seattle might do enough offensively to move the ball against the Bucs defense because we know their top corner, Jamel Dean, is out for Tampa Bay. So I think, Cooper Kupp and Jackson Smith and Jigba can be a problem for that. So, yeah, So, yeah, so basically, this game right here could be close. I think it's going to be low scoring. I think the Bucs can hang around in this game. So, which I think they can, though. Because they pretty much have the defense, which I think they can. Because I think Todd Bowles can do enough to get after Sam Darnold and make life difficult on him, which I think he does. Bucs do have personnel to do that and get pressure. So, yeah. So, basically, I think it will be close and could be low scoring, but I do expect the Bucs come up on top. Maybe I do expect the Seahawks to win, come up on top. Maybe Seattle wins like 27-24 or like 24-20 or like 27 to like maybe 31-27, something like that. But it could be high scoring or something like that if both offenses show up. So yeah, so I'll take the Bucks to cover, but I think Seattle will win the game. All right, next game we have Detroit Lions against Cincinnati Bengals. The Lions are 9.5 favorites against the Bengals. The Bengals are coming off a blowout loss against the Broncos, and the Lions are coming off a huge win against the Browns. I gotta take the Lions to win. I'm taking them to cover as well. Even though the Lions do have injuries on defense, because Kirby Joseph's questionable to play, and their DJ Reed's on IR. They got Terry and Arnold. So basically, I feel like their secondary will be fine. So I feel like as long as they don't give up big plays to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, they should be fine. Because, they both had a bad night. They both had a bad game on Monday Night Football against the Broncos. And Jake Browning did not play that good. But now he's playing against a Lions defense that's really good, that they can really stop the run. They can stop the pass. Like, the Lions defense is playing really good right now. It's playing at a high level. And the Bengals, I don't really think they're going to be able to run the football because they couldn't really run the football against the Broncos. And the Lions are good against the run. So the Lions can take advantage of that. And the Bengals defense is not that good because the Bengals, all they just do is just give up big plays and just play too much man coverage. And the Lions, they pretty much have the weapons on offense to expose that. And that can rip up any defense like the Bengals. Because they got to deal with Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, and Jameson Williamson, which I think those guys are going to be able to go off in this game. And the Bengals' run defense, it's been looking better, but it's not that good. I think the Lions will be able to run the ball and them to control the clock. But I feel like if the Lions get up early, they can totally blow the Bengals off. Also, yeah. I mean, if Joe Burrow was playing, it could be interesting, though. But I feel like with no Joe Burrow, I feel like the Lions will come up on top. And I just don't really think the Bengals are going to be able to do much offensively, though, which I don't see how they're going to be able to run the ball successfully like they did like they did. I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball successfully again because they wasn't able to do that last week against the Broncos. So I think the Lions are going to stack the box. They're going to load the box. They're going to stop the run, force some mistakes, which I think the Lions will have less mistakes. And all of a sudden, the Lions, they pretty much are the more complete team, and they have the better quarterback for now. They're more stable at the quarterback position. The Lions are just well coached, but they have the better coaching as well. So, yeah. So, basically, I'll take the Lions to win and the Lions to cover because the Lions might put up a 40-burger on them, which I think they will, though. They might put up 50 points. Who knows? All right, next game. We have the Washington Commanders against the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers are favored by 2.5. Obviously, this game right here can go either way. Now, the Commanders are coming off a loss against the Falcons, while the Chargers are coming off a disappointing loss against the Giants, where they should have won. Now, the game can go either way. Now, some people could be picking the Commanders to win because, Jaden Daniels is back. But the one thing is that, they don't got Terry McLaurin, which he's out again. So they're really missing one player on offense, but they still got Deebo Samuel and Zach Ertz, and they still don't have a run game, which they had up on their backup running back. Their offensive line is solid. Their defense, it could be well coached, but their secondary, they're really not good against the pass, but they're good against the run. Maybe they can give the Chargers run game issues. But Amarian Hampton looked pretty good against the Giants. He broke out. He had 126 yards for 19 carries, which he had a breakout game last week. So yeah. So the Chargers, they're missing one player on the offensive line, but maybe and Joe Alt, which that kind of sucks for the Chargers because now they're missing a few pieces on the offensive line. I wonder how they're going to be able to protect the quarterback. Which their offensive line has been playing good. But I feel like a backup right tackle against the Commanders' D line, that could be a huge advantage for the Commanders. But the Commanders have issues on defense, which is their secondary, where they can't stop the pass. Um, you know, But the Chargers, they have a defense. They're really good against the run, and I think maybe they can stop the Commanders' run game really good. Maybe they can get some pressure on Jaden Daniels. But their secondary is soft at times. But I feel like as long as they don't really give up big plays to Deebo Samuel, they should be fine. Because I feel like Jesse Minter's defense is really good, and they're playing really good on defense. So yeah, but I feel like the loss of Terry McLaurin is probably going to hurt the Commanders' offense a little bit. But the Commanders' secondary is really not that good. So I think there's areas that the Chargers could take advantage of because they really have really good weapons like Keenan Allen, Quentin Johnston, and Ladd McConkey that can really like rip up any defense like the Commanders. So yeah, so basically, I think it could be a little bit of a high scoring game, but I will take the Chargers to win. They're at home. Um, they pretty much got the healthier offense. So, yeah, I'll take the Chargers to win, but I'll take the Commanders to cover. I think the Commanders' offense does play a lot better in this game, and I think their defense could play a little better in this game as well. I think they'll hang around. I think the Chargers win by a field goal, maybe like 38-35, more like a high scoring game. So, yeah, so I'll take the Chargers to win. I'll take the Commanders to cover. All right. Um, Next game. We got the New England Patriots against the Buffalo Bills. Um Buffalo is 8.5 favorites against the Patriots. Um this game right here can go either way. Now this game will be a fun game to watch. The Patriots are coming off a big win against um they're coming off a big win against the Buffalo against the Panthers while the Bills are coming off a big win against Saints. Now, I think this game right here could be a lot closer than people think because the Patriots defense is playing really good right now. Because the Patriots defense, they're 18 total defense, but I mean their run defense is playing really good, but their pass defense is not playing as good as they should be. And the offense is playing better right now. They're passing the football better, but they're not running the football a lot. While the Bills, they have a better run game and all that. So yeah. So yeah, so the Bills can run the ball, they can pass the ball, and the Patriots' pass defense has not been playing really good lately. But they played better though against the Panthers. But I think the Patriots' defense might get a little tested against a Bills offense that's very explosive in Josh Allen, which he's unstoppable, which he's good as a runner. So, and the Bills' defense is really good. They can stop the run, they can stop the pass, they can force mistakes and all that. So this can be a fun game to watch, but the only way the Patriots can pull off an upset is that their defense can really get after Josh Allen and force some mistakes, and the offense just starts to get it going. So yeah, so basically this game right here can go like either way. So yeah, so basically the game right here I think is gonna be close and competitive though. But I just don't really know if the Patriots offense is going to be able to put up points against the Bills. And I don't know if they're going to be able to keep up because the Bills have a high powered offense. So basically, I think the Patriots will come down to earth after scoring a lot of points on the Panthers. So basically, I will take the Bills to win this game. And because the Bills are the more complete team, they have the better quarterback, they have the better coaching staff, they're at home, they're the more complete team overall. So I'll take the Bills to win. I'll take the Bills to cover. So I'm going to say like 27-17, 27-24, like 24-20, something like that. So maybe a little bit of a low scoring game. So yeah, I'll take the Bills both ways. So I'll take the Bills to win and the Bills to cover. All right, next game. Last game we have Monday Night Football. We have the Kansas City Chiefs against the Jacksonville Jags. The Chiefs are favored by 3.5. They're favored by like a field goal. So this game right here can go either way. So I know most people could be picking the Jags to win because the Jags are like the home team, like they're a more complete team. And you know, the Jags are at home and they play really well at home sometimes, and Jags defense is playing really good right now. They was able to force some turnovers against the 49ers. Offensively, they look pretty good. I mean, Travis Hunter, you know, he's been switching both sides, and Brian Thomas has been a factor. He's playing really good. They haven't run the football, but their defense can stop the run, and they can stop. I mean, they can't stop the pass. All right. Chiefs offensively, they looked pretty good against the Ravens. I thought they were able to pass the ball, but their run game has not been solid lately. So basically, I think this game can come down to the wire though to see who will have the better offense in this game, who will have the better defense. And the Chiefs defense has been playing better though. You might as well give them credit. They have been better. So yeah. So basically it can go either way, but I don't know if the Jags are gonna be able to do much on offense, keep up, and I don't really know if the Jags defense is gonna be able to like get some stops here like they needed to. Because the Chiefs, Xavier Worthy's been really good. Travis Kelsey's starting to step up. So yeah, you might as well give their offense credit, and their offensive line is playing better right now. The defense playing better because we know the Chiefs are good against the run, but they're not good against the pass. So I think their defense plays a little better like they did last week. So yeah, so basically I think it will be closer than we expected, but I'll take the Chiefs to win because they're the more complete team, have the better quarterback and coaching staff. So yeah, so I'll take the Chiefs to win. I'll take the Jags to cover to keep this close because I think the Jags will hang around this game because that's what the Chiefs like to do when they're playing against good teams. Like they let teams hang around and all that. So yeah, so basically I'll take the Chiefs to win like 27-20 or like 34-27, more like a higher scoring game. So yeah, so I'll take the Jags to cover, but I'll take the Chiefs to win. Well, those are all my week 5 picks for this week. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget, if you disagree with me, just let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. If you think I'm wrong, right or wrong, or what your rest of your week 5 predictions are for this week. But this is Emmanuel Jones, big fan. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and comment down your opinion below. And you can see like more of my NFL prediction videos through my playlist. So yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Peace.